What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 12 of my Total Warhammer II modded Throgg campaign. So as we saw last time, after the defeat of Boris Todbringer, we are now fairly well positioned to raid Marienburg as well as the territories of Nordland and possibly Middenland as well, and fix up our money situation with that sweet, sweet raiding income, which is, after all, what the Norscans are supposed to do. The Marienburgers are still following Throgg around in this weird little fashion that they are, and they're even raiding their own settlement. I really don't understand why they're doing this, but hey, whatever. I guess maybe they're getting something out of it, XP for their army. They're probably not making too much money out of our now anyway. But, yeah, whatever. If they declare war on us, Throgg can smash these armies fairly easily. In the meantime, let us... Now, I was trying to decide whether we should go for Laurelorn Forest. We could get here in 2 turns and sack it. But honestly, the sack value is very, very little. On the other hand, if we raise it for one of the gods, we will get some levels out of it. We are at 6 out of 30 for the serpent, at least. Let's see. What's the best basic buff? Let's just check this. Physical resistance from the crow and construction cost for buildings. Seems reasonable. We got a research rate from the eagle as well as magic and stuff, and some public order as well. Oh, we should really get the basic eagle one, shouldn't we? Vigor reduction, weapon strength, and leadership bonus. Unit experience gained per turn plus 150 for every single army. That's pretty powerful, actually. Basic hound. Okay, well, I mean, obviously all the basic ones are pretty good. Yeah, we got a lot of raising to do. Anyway, let's head to Laurelorn. I think the only problem with that will be instead of getting the money out of the raiding here, if we move to Laurelorn, which makes like nothing, it'll cost us a bunch of cash. But if we move here... oh, wait. We'd be in Dietershofen here instead, wouldn't we? Okay, so actually we might make more money if we're here. Alright, let's go here first. Let's see how this works out for us. And we're at 851, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice, and oh, I did not think that they'd have a full army here. It could actually attack us out of there, and it could get support. Oh, they're gonna attack us. They are absolutely going to attack us. This army is going to move in non-march stance, and then this army is going to march stance right up, which is going to be a problem because our vigor is going to be hurt because of this. But it is also a neat way to destroy these armies. And Laurelorn should be, I mean, pretty auto-resolvable. Alright, well, let's get to work on that. I believe we can end the turn immediately. At least it'll be a nice cinematic battle to start things off this episode. And we are how close to the next regiment we're now? Need to be level 20 for the armored skin wolves. Throgg is getting there. He's at 18. Alright, let's go. Will you attack Nordland? The other thing they could do is they could run away. I've seen the AI do that as well when it doesn't think it can win, just abandon its territory. And okay, the Marienburgers are now moving away. Oh, I know what they're doing. They're going for Wolfric. Or at least they're going into raiding the Aesling's Conclave. What? Oh, the Gorro Madness tribe are... Wait, why? How can they be raiding the Aesling's Conclave? Are you telling me they're here? They ignored the Winter Pyre to go for the Aesling's Conclave? That's not good, because this place can't defend itself. I was expecting the Winter Pyre to defend itself. Ouch. Oh, unless this entire territory is... No, it's not. What's the name of the province? Mountains of Hell. Well, that's not so good. I'd rather not lose the Aesling's Conclave. We might have to temporarily peace out with the Gorro Madness tribe. Kind of annoying, but if we're not going to win any battles against them, we might as well. Get some money off of them. Let's see. Demand payment, let's say... 1,500. Okay, fine. Just give us something, man. 600. Really? Really, Gorro Madness tribe? Okay. Yeah. They're probably going to keep raiding us, but it's better than losing the territory, because we're not going to go all the way back there just to rebuild, and I don't want to build a lord right now. Surprised that these guys didn't attack us, because this trash army is not going to be able to defend this. And we're just going to be able to sack it. Okay, well, sure enough. Or raise it, in fact, because the sack value is so low. Oh, they marched over here. That's adorable. We're gonna fight this. Mostly because we could actually take a lot of damage out of the auto-resolve, and I'd rather get the cinematic battle. And they do have a fairly nice amount of troops, but because they're unbuffed, they aren't super tough. Although, wait. Still 3652 on the spears. Still not bad. 4252. I take it that's without the red line buffs because the Lord is low level. No, he's level 13. And he has 7 battle skills. Why are these 10 melee attack lower? Weird. Wait, and the pikemen are 4850. That's quite nice. Unshielded pikemen. Okay, well, regardless, we're gonna just mop them all off fairly quickly. Alrighty, here we go, fighting the Empire in a Wood Elf territory, Laurelorn Forest. And I do normally hate the Wood Elf battles because there are a lot of woods, but here, surprisingly enough, not so much. There's a lot of clearance here, and the map is actually quite big, despite the fact that the enemy could technically shore up this place and sort of use it as a pseudo make a sort of wall of infantry. The enemy doesn't really do that. They could have set up their archers up here and then block this off. Not that that would have really worked too well against a player as opposed to another AI, but nonetheless. Anyway, we're going to speed this up because it's going to take a while for us to get there. We will be fighting into high ground as well, so we will have a slight disadvantage from there. And on top of that, our marauders are obviously quite inferior to the state troops, so that's certainly going to tell. We have to try to do as much damage as possible before they start routing themselves. Obviously, the state troops aren't powerful enough to take on something like the trolls or Throgg himself, but they will be able to deal with the regular line infantry quite nicely. So apparently they have a warrior priest over here. They have their Empire general, I want to say, flying around. Yeah, general of the Empire. Okay. Not a captain up there. Is that the only 2 heroes? I think it is. Okay, we'll be okay there. The flagellants are actually fairly decent. I actually expected them to do less damage than they did, but they do pretty well for themselves. I feel like they do what the berserkers are supposed to do, but they do it better. At least because of the Empire buffs. But hopefully, once we have our berserkers buffed through the red line and through other abilities like the gifts of the gods and stuff like that, they will be working on par and hopefully better. So, pretty basic formation. We're going to set up still high speed. I told the army to walk from here to here as it was going to take a while, and we already started off so far away that if we had ran there the entire time, our units would have no longer been fresh, I believe, and I don't appreciate that. Oh, damn these freaking trees. I'm just trying to set up the camera. Why would the trees be blocking the tactical view like that? That's just... nobody thought this through. Okay. Well, obviously we've set up our infantry in the center, and our okay. Battle lines are approaching each other. Our wolves are all on the flanks, getting ready to attack the enemy range units. They do have what, 4 maybe? I think it was 4 units of range. It's not much, but it's certainly enough to do some damage to the marauders. Looks like Throgg is having a little bit of a fun time trying to kill these swordsmen. I actually set him here to originally distract them while Throgg went for the enemy lord. Throgg immediately pops the opal amulet as he is going to get focused and charged by several anti-large units here in terms of the spearmen as well as the general of the Empire. Well, he's probably not anti-large, but there we go. And now Throgg, his little brother, comes a-running. And these two should make quick work of the Lord, if nothing else. We also have the Trolls, once again, leading the charge as opposed to staying within the infantry, simply because our infantry are so fragile. The General of the Empire decides to immediately run away after getting knocked down to about 60% health, maybe 55. And now the Trolls are in among the regular state troops. Shouldn't be too bad fighting these, as I was saying earlier, but we have bigger problems on the flanks and wherever the Marauders are going to touch down. Over here we also have another unit of Norsca Ice Trolls. It apparently says they're losing I doubt that they'd be losing to the crossbowmen, because it also says they're losing, and the swordsmen are an even combat. There we go, now the trolls are evened out as well. That actually had me freaked out for a second there. We also have the dragon moving up. I was originally going to have him breathe over here somewhere, but the fact is, these units are all blobbed up quite nicely, and his breath isn't likely to actually damage the trolls too much, so this probably is the better location. I also thought for a second that the General of the Empire would actually go for the dragon. Would have been a decent use for the AI to do it like that, just like it did with the Pegasus Knights, just to tie up Frosty, if nothing else, to prevent it from doing anything useful. But it looks like it wanted to deal with the trolls that are, you know, making making infantry explode into bits over here. Which, fair enough. Fair enough. This single unit of trolls is not going to have a great time against that. We will, however, breathe down into these units, making a nice dent in them, and then send Frosty down against the enemy Lord. Since it's a single target unit, this should be fairly heavily favored towards Frosty, as opposed to fighting a multi-target unit, as I've been saying so far, and immediately he takes quite a bit of damage on the charge there. Yeah, quite nice. Nice, good job. And then he routs. Oh, he gets terrified as well, and then takes even more damage. Yeah, I gotta try to use Frosty to try to assassinate lords a little bit more often. Now, we finally have our marauders approaching the line. Our range? Do a Norscan cheer. Our range units are moving up, but they are not quite in range because they lack the same amount of range that the enemy crossbowmen do, whereas our spears should be able to help out over here. They don't actually have any enemy large units except for the Lord here to target, but hey, they can at least hold the line for a little while. We also have our doggos and our wolves basically sitting back and waiting for the enemy range units to separate. Unfortunately, the enemy actually sent several units of melee to try to hunt down the doggos and such, which was sort of beneficial in the sense that they're not in the main line annoying us, but as not so beneficial because our wolves and doggos are having a hard time trying to actually reach those range units. We also have a bunch of units charging here, and I do sort of mill around. I originally was going to send these marauders here, then I decided to send them away and then move around like that for the reason that the flanks of the enemy host here and over here are quite exposed, so as soon as these units are down, we can get the axemen, or the axe throwers, to just sort of move here and then over here and then just spray the enemy units with axes. Not that the enemy regular units, you can hear my doggo in the background as well, have too much armor, but it should still work out quite nicely. Anyway, this is going to be the main blob that is going to take a little bit of a tough time to deal with. We also finally have our doggos going in and charging any runaway units as well as the crossbowmen. Unfortunately, the crossbowmen take a fair bit of damage right away, and they are being chased by the unit of flagellants, who are further being chased by this unit of marauders, who I was originally sending against these crossbows, but then sent the skin wolves in there instead, and had these two units distracted by the marauder spear. Actually, fairly decent showing out of the flagellants here. They destroy this marauder spearman unit very, very quickly, and I'm kind of impressed. I really wish I saw that kind of dedication to, you know, murdering folks as from the berserkers, as we can see from these guys. Like, you can see the unit dropping quite heavily already in terms of damage. Obviously, it was already hurt to start the battle, but this is with slow motion. I mean, they drop very, very quickly, and they have fairly decent melee defense. There we go, 20 models dead already and dropping. Flanking does a good job here. But hey, whatever. So our doggos are frozen flesh rippers, our wolves are ice wolves, rather. We're in here mostly among the crossbowmen, and they took an insane amount of damage. Now, I'll grant you, some of them were killed by the flagellants at first, but then they got distracted by the marauders, so that wasn't really the situation. And yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed there. Oh, but their lord is now finally routing, and the enemy army is not going to have nearly as good a time as it was before. The main host now getting sprayed by Throgg's vomit, and opening up a fairly large... Opened fairly large holes in the formation, but not a lot of units dead. I expect that did damage, but because of the buffs to the state troops, it didn't do nearly enough. Oh, but the maul does certainly crush a few troops. on occasion. And we also have the dragon coming in and flying around. I may hate fighting in the woods, but the map is still quite nice, I gotta say. And there we go. Once again, after their lord had routed, the main host is really not going to have too much time left over on the field. We can see how much damage all the Marauders have taken, and even the Frost Trolls have also taken quite a bit. The regular Norse controls, surprisingly, not doing too bad, but they were sort of protected by having Throgg and Throgg go in first and take the brunt of the enemy attacks, so yeah. Won't be getting any more use out of our Frozen Flesh Rippers, but our regular Norscan Warhounds, as well as our... Oh yeah, you can see how damaged the Norscan Ice Trolls over here are very, very close to dying. Their models aren't dead, which is nice, but they've certainly taken a beating. And our range units are once again doing pretty well, as they pretty much always do well, let's face it. The Axe Throwers in particular, once again, doing very good in doing the same thing that that Free Company Militia would do, and lining up and just firing into the enemy back. Really quite nice. And look at this. This is the Marauder Spearman unit with the 21 units that was fighting by itself over here. Almost dead. Obviously, we don't really care about the Marauders, and the rest of the army has routed and is now trying to just kill off the rest of these guys because they're unbreakable. But yeah, I'm fairly impressed with this Empire host. It's actually making these battles a lot more fun than I thought they would be. Generally, with these early game armies, you think that they're more of a chore because you can't really auto-resolve them because you'll take too much damage, so you have to fight them, but they're not very fun battles because you think you'll win. But this one, and in general, I'm expecting more of these against the Empire because they're buffed up to be fairly fun, so yeah. There's a certain give and take there. On the one hand, they feel overpowered, but on the other hand, it makes for great battles. And there we go, damage taken, and I believe just the one unbreakable unit remaining over here, or not, I thought, or is there one unit remaining over here? Throgg's still moving around, trying to chase somebody down. Oh, there we go, finally the last ones have fallen. It was a close victory, and I certainly agree with that, just by virtue of how much damage we took, but hey, 100% worth it. Ooh, alrighty, I was both pleasantly and unpleasantly surprised with that battle. Pleasantly because it was more difficult than I thought it would be, and unpleasantly because it was more difficult than I thought it would be. Primarily, I believe, because the state troops appeared to outclass the Marauders incredibly heavily, especially with Throgg himself not having the buffs for those Marauders, so it's not perhaps too surprising, but it just doesn't make too much sense. But other than that, we still came out on top, still... I mean, we took a fair amount of damage. Unfortunately, the Frozen Flesh Rippers got kind of wrecked. I was a little bit disappointed with the fact that they were primarily fighting crossbowmen the entire time, and the crossbowmen just wrecked them in melee. And I get that they're better at chasing units up, but they should really be able to handle a unit of crossbows. I mean, I just think so. And let's check out the damage. We got, well, the dragon always does a ton. Throgg did pretty okay at 20k. Throgg beats him out at 23. And I think only the dragon is going to be higher than that. Yeah. Okay, well, the trolls did pretty decently, and we don't really care what happens to the Marauders, because we're going to get rid of them anyway. So let's get out of here. Now, we could sack this, but I don't really want to bother with it. I say we just go Gift of the Serpent. Just continue with Serpent for now, because we can get him to 30 out of 30 first, and then go for the others, because we do lose favor with everybody else for going for Serpent. And why do I want to start with Serpent? No particular reason. It's just, it's not that its stuff is better. It's just the fact that early on, I feel like we're going to get a lot more use out of the upkeep minus 10% than we will out of any of the other basic buffs. I mean, Gift of the Hound is pretty okay as well, in terms of snowballing, so we may switch out for that. I don't really care for the Gift of the Crow, and I don't really care for the Gift of the Eagle either. So it'll have to be Serpent or Hound early on. And since we started with Serpent, and since we need money, we're going to go continue with that for now. So let's do that. Alright, Laurelorn Forest raised. We got a Grayling Weirkin. Ice melee attack for Skinwolf, Norscan Ice Wolves, and Norscan Warhounds. Okay, now here's the question. Do we put that on Throgg or do we put that on Wulfric? Throgg has Skinwolves and Wolves and Warhounds. Whereas Wulfric has, what, 2 Warhounds? And will probably have some Skinwolves as well later. Oh, wait, he only just has the 1 unit of Warhounds. You know what? Well, let's put it on Throgg for now. Probably going to get a better use out of that. Let's also put Throgg into raiding stance. There we go. That's nice. Hopefully these guys don't immediately attack us. If there's no army at Middenheim, I'd be tempted to go right here, go into a raiding camp for a turn, and then try to sack it. If we can get that 18k out of Middenheim, that would be amazing. And Salzenmund is also worth 18k. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff here if we can pull it off. You are going to get that Grayling Weirkin. Income post-battle loot. Casualty replenishment rate I think we'll keep for now. Enemy leadership is helpful. Wolfclaw Banner you'll probably switch out, but you are getting use out of it now. Casualties captured post-battle. I guess I don't really care about the casualties as much. Post-battle loot or casualties? I guess we need the money more. Let's go for the Grayling Weirkin in here for now. And we'll think about it. Now, in the meantime, now that we have some cash, we need to get our mages. We need to get them in here. Alright, let's also upgrade these things so that they can defend themselves. There's no elves coming up here, is there? Nope, doesn't look like it. Can you summon mages here? No, you can't. It'll have to be somewhere over here. Okay, that's fine. What's the closest place that can summon mages? Don't tell me it's the... Don't tell me it's across the water. And it might be. Unless I built something in Winterpire, I did not. It's all level 2, unfortunately. So we can't... Oh, okay, fine. Fine, we're gonna go all the way back here then, game. You get your wish. And then we're gonna summon a mage right here in the Fortress of the Damned. Well, we gotta get one to Wulfric first. And then we gotta get the Fimir Balefiend for Throgg. Speaking of Fimir Balefiend, which tree does that come out of? And how close are we to it? That's this one. Okay, so you're not level 3 yet. I swear I started upgrading one of these buildings somewhere. I just no longer remember where it was. Okay, not here. Not here. Not here. Aisling's Conclave. No. Or maybe I meant to, but didn't. Oh. I was probably thinking of this, but this is going to take a fair amount of turns before we get there. And there's no other option, is there? Okay, well, we might as well start upgrading 2 of them, because we're going to need to increase our capacity of Fimir, Skinwolves, and all the good stuff anyway. And we do want these Balefiends. And we want these heroes in general. So yeah, we need to start maxing out this tree in various places, just for the capacity, if nothing else. It's not that it's expensive, anyway. Alright, so that's okay. And I guess what we could also do is match the upgrade of the Aisling Conclave. 3,500 though. Not worth as much as the cash buildings. I guess we'll just do the 1. I really shouldn't take all that cash. Let's see. Are we gonna get... Is Wulfric gonna get hit by like 3 armies? It's very possible. Alright. He can back away, I think. At least I hope he can. Okay, now here in Longyi, we need to build something defensive. We should also tax the province just for a little bit more cash. And in terms of building something defensive... Wait, Bordelot. Oh, is Mousillon dead? I didn't even realize. Are they gone? Oh, damn. These, the rest of the Bretonnians are coming for us. Bordelot looks like they're going to be the major Bretonnian faction here. Well, that's something for Wulfric to work on. I did not realize Mousillon was dead. Okay, what do we build here that will allow us a decent amount of defensive stuff? We get a Marauder Champion out of this. We get a Norscan Ice Wolves. No, that's trash. Feral Manticore. We could we should build the Cavern of Horrors here, shouldn't we? It'll only give us a garrison of a Bile Troll, but it will allow us to recruit Riverstone and Bile Trolls as well. And this is the only outpost we have right now. Yeah, you know what? We gotta go for this one. We gotta go for this one. I feel like there's a couple other options in terms of buildings, like the Trove Temple of Champions. Income from sacking settlement. Oh, it's in adjacent regions. Okay, I thought it was faction-wide. That's not as good. I mean, it's decent if we're actually nearby. Like, okay, well that also makes me think that we should take Dietershofen, build that there, and then take Salzenmund and Middenheim. But then by then they'll probably have defenders. Probably can't risk that. Yeah. Alright, this will require some careful consideration. Throgg, you're good at that sort of thing. Call me when you're done. Okay, let's build a Cavern of Horrors here. Starting to get those first trolls online. And then that's all our money, unfortunately. So we can't upgrade any of our money buildings. Oh, we can actually upgrade one. I stand corrected. Now, you, Dark Elves, how do you like us now? We're at -1. Fairly strong. Frighteningly strong. Harganeth is rank 1. Very nice. Very nice, Crone Hellebron. I don't think I've ever seen Hellebron get this powerful in my previous campaigns. I wonder why. Oh well. She can keep it up. As long as we keep building Dark Elf buildings, we should be fine at the end of the day. As long as nobody actually declares war on us and then invites her to join us. We just gotta make sure we're only warring with her enemies, at least for now. Just because I don't want to be fighting up there. Wolfric, you don't need to move. I did say we are going to build a... Oh, right. I wanted to summon a mage. We should start that moving, shouldn't we? Damn it. Okay, I'm just gonna cancel the building at the... Okay. Is that enough for a mage? 1100? What's the recruitment cost here? It is 12... Oh, game. Come on. Who likes us? Cult of Pleasure, Harganeth not so much. Cult of Pleasure. That's a lot. No. Maybe. They're already at war with so many factions, all of which we're going to be at war with eventually. Would you do this, Marathi? Demand payment 300. No.
I think...
No, but maybe eventually. If she survives. She's at strength rank 92, she's at settlements 2 now, so she's lost the settlement, and it looks like 1 or 2 armies. Let's see if we can't get her to give us some money. Demand payment 300. Moderate. No. Damn it. I wanted a little bit of cash to get that mage going. Okay. Okay, game. What else can we cancel? I don't want to cancel the Aesling's Conclave right now. You know what? Cancel the Aesling's Conclave. Let's do that, and then we'll build the Aesling's Conclave next turn. Summon a mage from here. Shaman Sorcerer, well, let's see. I believe for Wolfric I said I was going to go Fire, but it doesn't really matter all that much. We got Tough, Determined, Death. We got Confident. That's a no thank you. I honestly don't like any of these. I like it all. This doesn't really work with Berserkers. Damn, I think we gotta wait a turn. Wait for these guys to get replaced. Okay, well that was a waste of time. I should have taken a look at that before, before canceling buildings. Build that back up. End the turn, and then let's see what, let's see if there's a new mage on offer for Wolfric. Let's also see if these guys attack Throgg while he's here. Middenheim is probably going to start getting armies over here. We know that they have other armies somewhere, we just don't know where they are. Alright, Marienburg, are you going to attack us? I see you moving around, but you ain't attacking us. We got Ostland over here building some stuff. A new army. Income from raiding plus 10 for Wolfric, more ratings, swell. Ensure that Plunder Hall is completed for the Wintertooth Crown. Yes, alright, let's take a quick read of this quest. Throgg is no ordinary troll. Although physically brutish and savage as all other trolls, his mutations have also gifted him a grim and malevolent cunning, making him widely feared as an ambushing killer of ruthless precision. Proclaiming himself lord of all trolls and monsters, the greatest of heroes regularly ride northwards to attempt to slay him, and every season the Troll King dines on their flesh. Having just defeated and devoured his last unfortunate challenger, Throgg stares down at the broken bodies of his half-eaten meals. As he rubs the top of his malformed head, he becomes infuriated, remembering that he had been missing his prized Wintertooth crown for far too long now. It was stolen from right under his nose many moons ago, and Throgg wants it back. It is a powerful and valuable artifact, but more importantly, when he finally brings about his plan of a new ice age and enslaves all the races of the world, it will symbolize his position as more than just the Troll King, but as an overlord to all. Throgg decides to head southward to find and reclaim what is rightfully his, intent on killing anything that dares to get in his way. After all, if the realms of civilization were so keen to fight him and his bestial subjects, then he would happily oblige with all the monsters of Troll Country at his side. Before Throgg can start the search for his crown, he must order the building of a new plunder hall to bestow the rating. Did I not read this last time? Huh. Because this is the description for quest success. Well, whatever. If I read it, well, I'm reading it again. He must order the building of a new plunder hall to bestir the raiding desires of his accompanying minions, the stinking beasts, drooling mutants, and tormented madmen who will help him pillage the southern lands as he searches for his crown and fulfills his plans of domination. And we got more reading. All right. This one we have to have 3 Norsca Ice Trolls. Okay, working on it, game, working on it. I'll try to get that in there as soon as possible. At last, the plunder hall is complete. Immediately, Throgg feels the stirring of his subjects all across the frozen Northlands and the anticipation of the despoilment to come, all of which was making him salivate with near-crazed excitement. But still, something is missing. The Troll King's army is still without the most feared of all troll kind, the Norsca Ice Trolls, whose foul, icy breath causes all before them to freeze dead in their tracks before being eaten. With his army poised to head south, Throgg is unlikely to find any Ice Trolls to recruit once they are on the march. If he is to cause maximum terror while on the search for his crown, Throgg must have them in his army ranks before setting off. Okay, fair enough. Recruitment cost for 25... minus 25. That would be lovely if we were recruiting those ice trolls right now, but we're not. We're going to... Let's see, can we build the building to recruit them in Kurun? Yes, we can. We just need to get it to level 3. Then we'll build the Unholy Site here. We're probably going to build the Ever-Chosen Shrine here eventually as well. Wait, only the Ever-Chosen can recruit Chosen. Do we have to defeat Archaon? You are the new Ever-Chosen, and even the gods will obey now. I take it we have to defeat Archaon for that. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll build the Unholy Site here. And, it'll take a while to get the Norsca Ice Trolls at tier 4. Growth is okay here. It's not great, but it's happening. Is there any other way? Wait, is there a Regiment of Renown of Ice Trolls? That would be lovely. Let's see what we got here. Soul Crusher, War Mammoth, Fimir Warriors, Skin Wolves Armored, more Feral Mammoths, and a Frostworm. Damn it. I was hoping that we could cheat that one. Okay, now this has me a little bit concerned. These guys could attack Wulfric. In fact, you're going to go into Raiding Stance. Oh, you can't use Raiding Stance. And this costs us 2,000 gold per turn. You know what, Wulfric? We're going to send him back. You're going to go and sit in Kurun for a turn, because this has me a little bit concerned. And then, as these guys move away, you're going to go back to raiding them. At least when you're in your settlement, you don't cost as much money. Now, fleet growth, we should probably start building a few of these buildings here. Wait, is there anything that'll allow us to get trolls? And ideally earlier? No, it doesn't look like it. He can't recruit trolls out of this. Damn. Campaign movement range for the army versus unit experience. Honestly, both of these are going to be useful. We can't build both. Wait, why can't we build both? Oh, it's going to cost... Oh, that's a little bit much. I didn't realize that this costs 6 population surplus. We should probably build one of the recruitment buildings instead so we can recruit in the field. Norscan Whalers. We are going to get more Marauders in his army, but the Marauder champions have been pretty lackluster. Generally, I feel like SFO might have buffed them, though. We do want some Marauder Horsemasters in here, most likely. It's going to... Oh, wow, it's going to take a while to get Fimir here. In one of the recent episodes, somebody commented the idea to replace the Marauders in Throgg's army with Fimir Stalkers, which is an interesting idea, as it does make sense from a lore perspective. My only question here is, how much tougher would they be than the Marauders? Now, They're at melee defense 30. They're stalkers. So they're meant to function just like the wolves, aren't they? Melee defense is 38, but they're also shielded. On the other hand, those guys have stalk, so they can't be targeted by range while they're still too far away. And they will probably get buffs from... Where's the Fimir buff? Right here. They get the melee defense and attack Fimir buffs, which which the Marauders wouldn't get. So at the end of the day, they would become better than the Marauders as soon as we start popping points into that buff. So that's a good idea. I'm probably going to try that out, as I would like to get this army as monstrous as possible, as soon as possible. But that is not yet. Now what we do have to do is, while we probably can't attack Middenheim until we heal a little bit, unless there's no army there, there is a very weak army here. Oh man, what do we got in terms of defenses? Okay, no. Not while this hurt. It's tempting, but not while this hurt. Okay, we're just going to go into raiding stance. Keep raiding this place. And we could probably just keep on raiding and slowly move to Dietershofen and then see how these do. I feel like if we were full HP, I would attack this. Because we don't really care about the halberdiers and all that sort of stuff. Because the trolls, despite being large units, could take care of them, especially with the dragon in there. But all the knights, and then there's mortars and all that stuff, that's going to be a little bit tougher. Especially with all these units hurt. But we'll see. Okay, we also got buildings to build, don't we? We do have some cash to spend. Let's also see if we got a new mage that we can get. Okay, we got one less mage here, one less mage here, and one less mage here. I'd like you guys to get replaced by ones with better stats. That is what I'd like. Okay. What level was Surthag was only level 2? Okay, that's probably a good thing, as I don't really want to respec him. Okay, we'll deal with that as it comes. Let's just build some money buildings and end this turn. And then let's see what we can do with Throgg. Might be able to get one more attack out. Do we not have any more upgrades? Do we just have mainline buildings? Oh, we can build a mage at Conquata. Okay, I'm glad I didn't build a mage there, because we could build one here. It'll be the same ones, unfortunately. But this is a lot closer than sailing up there. It's right beside here. Ooh. Glad I noticed that at the end. Okay, so let's upgrade the provinces that are most likely to need defending then. Longship Graveyard is maxed. Bay of Blades is maxed. Tower of Crack is maxed. Pack Ice Bay, you are maxed. Okay, so all those are good. Well then, let's just go to whatever it needs to make the most cash. You know what we'll do? We'll start upgrading the regular Norscan villages first before the main settlement, because they're cheaper and it'll get us another building basically everywhere. And I like that. We got enough for one more, not enough for Bjornling encampment. Oh, we should probably do that first because we have enough population surplus, so we'll ignore you. And we have enough here as well. But we also have enough to upgrade both of these. But it's so much easier to get the level 2 than it is to get the level... alright, just build the Clan Enclave next turn. Yeah. And did I do the same thing here? I'm just realizing I maybe shouldn't have spent the cash like that. We're actually fine in Albion and the Icy Tooth Mountains, so we're okay, never mind. Ignore the settlement upgrades, ignore the horde upgrade. Let us continue raiding. Will Middenland go for it? They confederated with the Empire. Okay, that's interesting. We're not fighting with the Empire right now. Wow, Todd, you are a coward. It looks like we'll be going for Salzenmund instead. Okay, well that kind of decides it for us. Might of the Wolves versus Horse Riders. We don't have any cavalry. Alright, Bestial Servants. Your warriors can be even more effective when mounted. On the back of a beast, they will charge the enemy with greater ferocity and cut deeper into their lines. But should they break in wild horses or gain the obedience of a wolf pack? Wolf obedience, we have way more wolves than we have cav. And Throgg, keep moving, keep healing, start heading towards Dietershofen. We'll take that. We'll sack Dietershofen then. What's the defensive here? Okay, if they get a full stack in there, we might actually have to fight it. Let's go at... You need 50% to be in... Oh, wow, you do not move far, do you, buddy? I really wish that raiding would heal you. Like regular... Oh, we only need 25% movement range. Damn it. Okay, I thought it was 50. Hello. Armies. Okay, so yeah, here's what we'll do. We'll raid here. We'll go to Dietershofen. We'll sack it. Then we'll take it for ourselves. Then we'll set up an ambush outside it. Kill these two armies, which will inevitably try to take it. Then we'll attack Salzamund, sack that, get a ton of money, and fix up all of our provinces. And then we might start making enough money to actually fight them. Hey, what the hell are you guys doing? Get the hell out of here. Ah, these little bastards. I really want to attack Marienburg, but we need somebody to actually fight them so we can ask to join the war. Alternatively, the Empire will probably declare war on us at the same time as they do. Oh well. I'm perfectly fine with that. Alright, now is there any money buildings we need to upgrade? Because this is going to be another end turn. And if not, then we will upgrade a couple mainline buildings. Contrary to what I was saying earlier. So let's upgrade you. And then let's upgrade... Tentatively upgrade you. Unless one of these mages got replaced. Oh, we got tough. That's what we had before and I don't really care about it. Cunning, enables poison, ambush success chance. Would help in the early game. And we got Diabolic Splendor and Infernal Dominance, the same ones that we had before. Oh, come on. Okay, if we don't get another one in like 2 turns, I'm just gonna get one of the, I'm just gonna get one of these ones. Even if I don't like any of them. At the end of the day, Cunning might help Wulfric out if we're going to be defending Kuran, because I expect that we're going to be holding the line here for a long, long time. Because the Bretonnians all declare war on us, together with the Empire. That's all going to mean that they attack this place, I think. Now, Kemmler, you're alive, right, buddy? Do we not know you? Have we not discovered him, despite the fact that we can see him? Damn, we can send an agent down there. But to send an agent down there, we need to create an agent. Alright, let's end this turn. Will you guys do anything about Throggy here? Or will you go try to defend Dietershofen? They're damned if they do, damned if they don't. That's the funny thing. And, oh, okay, they decide they want to... Really? Okay, well now we can just take Salzamund. How are you guys doing? I mean, I get that our army is hurt, but this is a bad idea for you. Yeah, sure, your troops are a lot better than our Marauders, like considerably so. But, 29-29 on the crossbowmen. 59-25. I guess it's because of the really low melee defense that they wreck the Ice Wolves. Okay, we'll just have to be a little bit careful with them. Okay, I'm gonna have to make a cut here because that other battle was a cinematic battle. This is going to be another one, so here we go. Alright, there we are, and here we go. Way more heroes to fight than last time, but way less troops, so maybe it'll be interesting. Alrighty, here we go. A second battle against the Empire, and more importantly, against the Nordlanders, I suppose, in this episode. More importantly, the second battle with a very damaged army. I believe every single one of our Marauder units is actually under 50% HP. 3 of our units are completely useless because they will just die instantly, so I just kept them back. There's no sense in using them at all. And then most of our monsters are at 75% HP. Frosty is, the Skin Wolves are, in fact they're actually a little bit closer to 50%, and the Norscan Ice Trolls are quite hurt as well. Interestingly enough, the regular Norscan Trolls are just just fine. We'll see how much use we can get out of them. Throgg is also quite hurt. On the bright side, we do get a little bit of an advantage. I don't think I've ever fought on this map before. We start on top of this ludicrously steep hill. If we had, like, artillery and more range, this would be amazing. I mean, I genuinely never recall fighting like something like this before. Like, the level of steepness here is kind of ridiculous. And, like, watch these knights try to charge up this. Oh, look at Throgg and Throgg. Oh, Throgg getting hit by, I don't know what that was, but it didn't hurt him very much. Yeah, so these guys charge up at a 45-degree angle into a bunch of trolls. That's some bravery right there, and it's not going to end so well for them. Anyway, the main thing to do first is to try to destroy the first part of the enemy army before the second portion, the reinforcing portion, gets to us. Unfortunately, 3 of the units here are cav units, so they will be able to get here in time, but we do have a superior position. Plus, we do have the skinwolves out on the flanks, as well as the Norscan hounds getting ready to pounce on somebody, whoever the hell they can find. The enemies do unfortunately have several of these lords, and we will have to try to kill them with both Frosty and Skinwolves, targeting each one of them. This is going to be fairly key, as these guys are really annoying and they can tie up a lot of our range units if we just let them run around doing whatever the hell they want. What the hell are you guys trying to hit there, Skinwolves? There we go, finally in there. And let's see how this matchup stacks up, shall we? We know that Frosty's pretty good at doing this sort of thing. So he will try to get an Empire Captain who's faster at killing them. Now over here, Throgg and Throgg, as well as the rest of the trolls, have stopped the charge of the Empire Knights. The Empire Knights are fairly weak units, so I'm not concerned about them. They're probably one of, if not the weakest knight unit in the game. And while they do have their uses as a really early cav unit, I really don't see any point, and never have, of using them over Reiksguard. But hey, whatever. They're available, they're here, and they're probably quite a bit buffed in SFO. Okay, we see crossbow bolts coming in. The enemy does have those range units, and we unfortunately now no longer have the number of units that we need, because so many of our units are hurt, to actually go chase after them. The enemy greatswords are in among the marauders, and they counter them pretty darn hard, so they should be able to make mincemeat out of them very soon. That's why we got to get both of our units of Norscan ice trolls in here to try to remedy that situation while these guys are busy with the knights. Flagellan's coming in trying to help out the knights as well, but they're not so good against the Norscan trolls or the boss trolls either, so good luck with that. Plus we have the support of the axes flying in. We also... Let's just check back on this. So you can see that the Skinwolves are doing very, very nicely in destroying this one Empire Captain. He's actually trying to get away, while this guy trying to do the same thing. It looks like, oh, one of the Skinwolves died. Trying to do the same thing and run away from Frosty, but Frosty does some pretty good damage. They can trap him as well, it seems. I feel like I saw him try to get away and get out of the press here, but they surround him, chase him down, they move quite fast, so this is a pretty effective use of the Skinwolves, in my opinion. I'm excited to get a few more of these into our army, as well as some armored ones, and go to town on all of the range units and other heroes and stuff. Pretty darn nice, as well as the Cav. Alright, let's check back to the main battle here. Now, over to the side, we got both units of Empire Knights arriving from the secondary reinforcing army and immediately charging our Marauder Hunters. Probably a decent use of them right there. One of them goes, wow. Okay, that's gotta be fatal, right? That guy fell a long way down that steep hill. And man, once again, if we had a lot of range units, this hill would have been an amazing fight. Look at all those crossbow bolts coming down. Okay, these guys appear to be more or less done with the marauders with axes. What are we at here? A little bit over 20% HP, looks like, and they are about to rout. Fortunately, Throgg comes in just to try to distract these guys so that they don't chase those units down and kill them for good. Several of our units are already retreating, but these were the ones that were below 50% HP. You can see the bar where their HP started at the start of the battle, because that's the bar where they can't regen past to. Not that they could regen in the first place. So those guys are out, but they did their job. They blocked the great swords long enough for the trolls to at least destroy one of the units with the help of the Marauder Hunters rather, who are doing their armor-piercing axe damage, and the trolls who are smacking them around, but certainly taking a bit of a beating themselves. They have dropped, I don't know, maybe by 50% HP since they've started out of their total. So it's certainly worrisome and is a little bit of a closer battle than we'd like, perhaps, but, you know, on the other hand, not, because it's always fun to fight these. Look at all those marauders go flying down that hill. Do any of them get up? No. No, this one got up. But I don't know how far that one dropped, to be honest. So the enemy host is still forming up here, still getting some use out of those Empire archers, and 2 more fresh units of greatswords moving in. We got another one of... Seriously, what the hell is that? I don't know what that ability is. Oh, it's a Huntsman General. It's a flaming arrow. Okay, okay. I didn't realize it was a Huntsman General. I should have remembered that from when it was loading. Okay, Throgg has beaten down the Warrior Priest and is now busy puking on those greatswords. Not doing too much damage, but knocking some of them around. Good job, Throgg, in defeating the Lord there. Not as good as the Skinwolves, perhaps, as they did it faster, but he was also busy distracting the Knights and the other unit that was there. The Flagellants in the center here are basically dead, but the Empire Captain that was getting away from Frosty from the start is still managing to do a decent job and is actually now tying up the Marauder Hunters over here. Fortunately, as soon as these guys are done, the Norscan Ice Trolls are done over here as well and can start moving into the center to try to deal with all of these filthy Empire scum. And there we go, running down the hill now to try to deal with the rest of these guys. The original army is now broken, and look at those trolls waddle up fast. Oh wow, you just kicked that guy to death. Honestly, this battle's particularly fun to watch. I think the hill certainly helps a lot because you can see several things happening at once. Oh my god. That charge through those Marauder spears. And what I shouldn't have done here probably is to group up the Marauder Hunters with the Javelins the way I did. They're a little bit too close together, which means that the enemy archers can actually shoot several of the units at once. This sort of happened organically because they were trying to move away from enemy charges and sort of like that. They didn't start super close together. I mean, they did, but they were at least beside each other, not on top of each other. But hey, whatever. Let's see what else we got here. Crossbows are now getting wrecked by the Marauder Hunters with axes. That should very, very much go in our favor as these guys just get ripped apart, despite the fact that the Javelins are probably better tasked towards doing this. But hey, oh wow, this guy had a really bad day. 3 axes. Oh wow. Okay, yeah, so those guys are going to get wrecked. The trolls are now off of the hill and are fighting down here. That damn Empire Captain's still alive. I really should have just sent the... I should have sent the Skinwolves down and to chase him around as well, instead of after the crossbowmen so early. But they were a little busy trying to make sure that the Empire Knights don't come back, though I think this unit will briefly return. We can just try to make sure that it's not for long. We have our Norscan Warhounds basically doing the same thing. They don't have enough HP or... well, actually, they have plenty of models, just don't have enough HP to actually worry any of the crossbowmen, who will just kill them in melee, sad as that may be. So we have to rely on them to try to chase down units that are routing so that they don't come back, while the rest of our units try to deal with the actual enemy army. Once again, the trolls running around. It just amuses me the way they run. Trying to chase down these archer units. You can see Throgg fighting in the background over there. Oh, he's going to get sprayed with some tar by the Empire General over there. But Throgg is doing a decent job as well. He's holding this single unit of greatswords by himself, while the entire complement of remaining javelin throwers just destroy them all. Look at that little forest of javelins, and these guys go down. The axes were helping them out as well. Good job, Throgg. Very, very well done. Between Throgg and the Skinwolves in this particular battle, I think those 2 units definitely dished out a lot of damage and achieved quite a bit. Need more Bile Trolls and need more Skinwolves. That's what I'm saying right now. And I've tried to target those Pistoliers repeatedly with the Javelins, but they do try to move away because we also have our trolls down here. Fortunately, this battle is just about over and in our favor. Gonna chase down as many of the units as we can because this is not a settlement battle, so we do need to make sure that they die. Nothing we have can really catch the Pistoliers, I believe. And look at the damage our army has taken. All of our units over here are basically on their last legs, something like 5% HP, and very, very few models, about 20 apiece. One of the the Huntsman General is actually going to get away. I probably should have sent Throgg after him because he could have just smashed him very, very easily. But Throgg was doing such a good job solo holding the line against full units of upgraded great swords that there really was no room to try to get away. And now that the battle's over, I do get the Frozen Flesh Rippers out of the top of the hill over there just so I could chase around some units. I'm not really going to risk these guys because they might die to some range fire or something like that. But anyway, battle is absolutely over. Just going to do some chasing. Oh, no, the Huntsman General does get chased down by Throgg. That Tormentor sword coming in handy once again, stopping him in his tracks as Throgg runs just a wee bit faster, and then once he can't move, Throgg just turn him into paste. But pretty fun battle, I gotta say. Another fun battle, I gotta say, and we get a lot of cash out of the wins for these battles as well, which I'm certainly liking. Now, we lost about 30% of our Marauder complement, or at least the units, not the units themselves, but the model count has certainly dropped, but that's not a big deal. Once again, we can replace them, and we are going to. Otherwise, I think we did pretty darn well. We were expecting a lot of the Marauders to die, let's be honest. All those heroes also didn't stand a chance. Throgg went and smacked him around, did about 20k damage. And let's see, Frog did 11k, not as much this time around, and the Dragon was basically chasing around several heroes as well. Very, very nice work by the Trolls. The regular Norscan Trolls actually out-damaging the Ice Trolls for once and getting twice as many kills. I guess they were fighting a weaker unit, which would be, I'm not even sure what, like the Halberdiers and stuff. I guess they did get some kills while chasing enemies around as well. You can see the damage value of the Norscan Ice Trolls was actually higher here, despite the fact that the damage dealt was a little bit lower. The Ice Trolls were both fighting great swords, which are pretty darn decent. And yeah, and that's considering that we kept 2 units back at the same time. And I gotta probably give the MVP to the Skin Wolves. The fact that they were able to chase down heroes and kill them very, very easily, and then go after the range units made me appreciate the unit quite a bit more. So gotta buff those guys up. Anyway, we are going. I mean, we still have plenty of kill captives, so I think we gotta sacrifice them for even more cash, which we can always use. Now, unfortunately, I don't think Frog's going to be able to... Wait, we got another Wolfclaw banner? Okay, fair. Fair, 2 Wolfclaw banners. Enemy killed in battle. Lots and lots. And we get some buffs for us, but I think if we attack this army... Unfortunately, it's going to move away. But regardless, that's going to have to be something that we leave till next episode. Because obviously we are out of time and I'm going to call it here. The plan, despite the win here, remains the same. We're probably going to attack this little army and then move over here-ish, set up a raiding camp, then attack Dietershofen, destroy it, or sack it rather, and then occupy it right after. Under occupation, we will heal up to full, then we'll set up the ambush outside while building an outpost troll building there, so that we can get more bile trolls and river trolls and stuff into Throgg's army. And then as soon as these guys attack Throgg and ambush, they'll die. Then we'll hit up Sazanmund, and then I believe, is this the only Nordland territory left?
Deliver your missive and then...
No, they have 2, they have another one. Where's the other one? I don't see it. Where the hell are you guys... Oh, it's these 2. I'm an idiot. For some reason I thought the single province was a single territory, but yeah. Okay, so after these guys are both destroyed, then Nordland will be gone completely. If we can somehow manage to hold on to Dietershofen, then it could sort of act as an anchor point here, instead of having these things attack, but it'll probably be fairly tough to hold on to it. I mean, if we take a look at Longyi, which is basically maxed out minus the Norscan Bile Troll that's going to be in here. I mean, it's a fair garrison. We got 4 Marauder Spears, we got 5 regular Marauders. and a Mammoth and a Norse Controls, then one of the extra units in here is going to be the Bile Trolls. I mean, it's decent. If we have a Lord and a couple of units in here, that will definitely be able to hold something, but otherwise probably not. I'm actually tempted to go into ambush with Wulfric once again, just because these guys might not know he's there, and they might think, oh, without Wulfric here, we can attack Huron and take it. If we kill these two armies, he can go back to raiding Marienburg for a lot more cash, maybe sack Grungzint as well, depending on how well it's built up. Can't tell from here, too far away. Or it's in the fog, which is probably why. Wait, but we can... Okay, how does that work? If we mouse over Grungzint, we can't see what the sack value is, but we can see what the sack value of Gorsel is. But it's also in the fog of war. Wait, and so's all this stuff. What the hell? What is up with Grungzint? Oh, maybe we've never discovered it. No, we had to have seen it from here, right? Maybe not. Maybe, oh yes, the buildings are hidden, that's why. Okay, we never actually discovered it, that's why we can't see what the value is, but that's okay. We will do that sooner rather than later, and maybe Wulfric's little ambush plan is going to work out as well. Throgg is going to destroy the Nordlanders next episode, and then since Boris Todbringer wussed out and decided to give Middenheim's independence up to the Empire, we, after destroying Nordland, are going to just ignore Ostland, I think, and just go for Troll Country. We might as well get to Kislev. They're pretty rich. Erengrad is making a lot of cash, so raiding it would be good. I wonder what the sack value of this place is. 18k. That's very nice, but I might actually not even sack it. Might even just occupy it, just because it's level 4, and we might be able to get a decent number of military buildings in there really quickly. I mean, it's level 4 now, it'll go to level 3 when we capture it, but that'll still probably allow us to get some nice units in here. And that'll help outfit Throgg without having to move him up, which sounds like a pretty darn good plan to me. Anyway, once again, we're out of time. I'm going to do all the administrative stuff between the episodes that I usually do, mainly buildings right now, since we have a decent amount of cash. And I'll take another look at these guys. No, they're the same. Damn it. Okay, one more turn, I swear. If somebody with a good set of traits doesn't come up, I'm just going to recruit one of these guys for Wulfric. And then if we take... If we take Erengrad, we might be able to build the Fimir Balefiend out of there, because it'll start at level 3, which means it's possible that we'll get this building there right away, and we will be able to recruit Skinwolf Werekin as well. But we really need the magic available to both our armies, really. So that's the plan for next time, and we'll see if it works out. So with that said, as always, I do appreciate any and all feedback, yada yada yada. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.